Lesson 22. Stop rushing through life. There comes a moment when life becomes too loud, too fast, too demanding, and you suddenly realize you're not living, you're chasing, as if something invisible keeps pushing you in the back, faster, faster, faster. But the soul doesn't live in fast forward. It has its own rhythm, slow, steady, like morning light moving through fog. And when you try to force the soul to run at the speed of the world, it doesn't break. It simply hides. This video is not about motivation, not about productivity, not about becoming your best self. It's about returning to yourself, to the quiet place inside you that never rushes. The Christian desert monks used to say, "The soul grows in silence, not in speed." And they were right. There are moments when the most spiritual thing you can do is simply slow down enough to hear your own breath. The first shift: stop fighting what isn't yours. Most of our exhaustion doesn't come from life. It comes from resistance, from trying to control what was never ours to control. You don't need to carry every burden. You don't need to fix every situation. You don't need to hold together what God is trying to reshape. When you stop pulling the rope in a tug of war that isn't yours, something opens inside you, a quiet space, a space where peace can finally breathe. The second shift: slow your inner step. The world accelerates every year, but the soul doesn't. The soul is not built for speed. It's built for depth. When you begin to live at the pace of your soul, not the pace of the culture, not the pace of social media, not the pace of other people's expectations, your anxiety begins to dissolve on its own. You stop feeling behind. You stop rushing. You stop comparing. You simply walk in your rhythm, in your timing, in your life. The third shift: be where you are. Most people live in two places at once: in the past that has already ended, and in the future that hasn't arrived. But life is always here, in this breath, in this step, in the quiet between your thoughts. Presence is not a technique. Presence is coming home. When you return to the moment you're actually living, your nervous system softens, your mind clears, your heart steadies, you stop running, you start living. The fourth shift: release the expectations that suffocate you. Expectations are quiet tyrants. They create pressure that doesn't exist in reality. You expect yourself to be faster, stronger, more productive, more perfect, more everything. But the soul doesn't grow under pressure. It grows under gentleness. When you release unrealistic expectations, you stop demanding the impossible from yourself and from life, and you begin to see things as they are, not as they should be. That is freedom. The fifth shift: let difficulties teach you difficulties are not punishments. They are mirrors. They show you where you're still holding too tightly, where you're afraid to let go, where you haven't grown yet. When you stop treating pain as an enemy, it becomes a teacher, a quiet, honest teacher that reveals what needs healing. The Christian desert monks said every hardship is a doorway, not a wall, a doorway. The sixth shift: stay soft in a world that grows hard. Softness is not weakness. Softness is maturity. Anyone can react. Anyone can harden. Anyone can close their heart. But to stay soft, to stay kind, to stay gentle, to stay human, that is strength. Softness doesn't make you fragile. It makes you unbreakable. Because softness means you're not controlled by the world's aggression. You're guided by your own depth. The seventh shift: live from depth, not from hurry. Hurry is always fear. Depth is always trust. When you live from depth, you stop proving. You stop chasing. You stop performing. You simply walk your path quietly, steadily, faithfully, and life begins to meet you halfway. A quiet owl. Closing thought. You don't have to keep up. You don't have to outrun anyone. You don't have to match the speed of the world. You only have to be alive, truly alive. And if you feel tired of the pace, that's not weakness. That's an invitation to return to yourself, to your breath, to your depth, to your soul. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with me. If this lesson brought you peace, consider sharing it with someone who may need it. Until next time, stay gentle with your soul.